Hey guys, Professor Bell, Comic Book University, and Demon Days X-Men issue number 1. This is actually a one-shot. There will be a follow-up to this. I can't actually show you the cover of that though because it reveals, well, the big reveal in this that I didn't know was actually reveal. I love when they do things like that. Let's get talking about who made this comic book. We'll talk a little bit more about the book after that. So Peach Momoko did the story and the art. The English adaptation is by Zach Davis, and VC's Ariana Maher did the letters. Cover by Miss Momoko again, and then boom, a whole bunch of people doing some variant covers, so go and check them out. A nice little surprise in here that X-Men and Hulk were created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. I'm like, wait, what? Little did I realize that there was actually another hero or villain, whatever, somebody that was going to show up in this. You could probably tell from the very first page if you look at it real carefully. Yeah, should be pretty obvious what that is. But regardless, this was a really freaking fun book. I sit here and I read this, and it's important to always distinguish if a book is not in the current continuity, right? There's no need to point out if a book is in continuity. In Marvel and DC, it's always going to be assumed that a book is in continuity. If you're reading The Walking Dead or Invincible, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, hey, the recent 3 issues actually happen in a different continuity. You're like, wait, what? That doesn't, how, well, why didn't you tell me that in advance? There's a good, reason why they can maybe indicate that something was different. But I mean, even when you read like the X-Men, what was it, Days of Future Past, you could tell right away, oh yeah, future, so this is a different timeline. Okay, cool, I understand what's going on. But then they go back in the regular time. Yeah, I understand, right? It's always important to give that distinguishment if there is a different universe or a different timeline that you're in, that you're reading the story in. I think that every single thing about this book, it was pretty obvious just from seeing the covers that this was going to be a very different universe, right? So no need for an Elseworld stamp to be on there, for the Watcher to be in the beginning of this talking about, but in another universe, what if? Like we don't need that stuff for this. So that was actually, it made it a whole lot easier to just sit down and exactly what you're gonna, well, you know that this isn't going to be in the main continuity. You know that this is going to be something different. You know that anything, for the most part, could happen and it'll be cool. So this entire time, I'm sitting here reading this book and I'm like, okay, cool. So Psylocke is running around and she's, going to kick some butt and take some names. Then you find out that the dog is actually named Logan. The little comment towards the end of the book that, oh, you heal fast. I'm like, what? Aw, that's so cute. So this actually is supposed to be Logan, and all the characters are somebody different. Anybody who's even slightly familiar with Japanese history and mythology probably gets the idea that the Hulk is going to be an Oni in this, right? The surprise character and all that good stuff, something entirely different. All of it's explained in the very back of the book. There's an actual like glossary of mythological monsters in this. What surprised me, though, was finding out the reveal of who the main character actually was. And it made the companionship thing so much better. Hint, hint, if you did get a look at, and it says in the back of the book what the name of the next book that's going to be released in June is going to be, the next Demon Days book. It is a Demon's Day book, right? Turn the freaking page. Yeah, it's going to be a Demon Days. It's going to be a issue number 1. Don't miss the next installment in the Demon Days saga. I'm pretty sure it's a Demon Days thing. Anyway, so in June that's going to happen. And it says right there, Demon Days such and such number 1. So boom, that's actually who the character was the whole time. And I'm just like, holy crap. And suddenly the story that I just read that was actually really fun and really enjoyable and kind of damn heartwarming suddenly became so emotional for me, especially if you're an old school X-Men fan. This is gonna oh, right in the feels, and it's gonna feel great. And this is gonna be a book that you're gonna want to keep because, hell's yeah. This is such a fantastic book. I loved this. Yeah, if they make more of these, you're not going to find any complaints from me. I loved this book. I get the feeling anybody who reads this book for the most, if you're going to pick up this book, I'm sure you're going to be at least slightly interested in Japanese mythology, right? The idea of that monster on the top of the Shinto temple and whatnot, like all of it was just this was such a beautiful book. And of course, the art of Peach Momoko in this. Wow. Every single thing about this book, so utterly enjoyable. And I did not expect the book to be this damn good. I expected it to be all right. Honestly, I'm just like, yeah, it'll probably be all right. You know what I'm saying? They're advertising it, which means it's probably going to suck, right? No. No, this was spectacular. So, guys, if you're on the fence of getting this one, get off the fence. Go to your local comic book store and pick up the damn book. I think you're going to enjoy it. When you realize the surprises, the spoilers that I'm holding back on releasing to you guys, you're just going to look at it and be like, that Professor Bill, he got good taste. And yes, yes, I do. Talk to you guys later. Like the video and watch an ad. And don't forget to check out the new podcast, Heroes Collide. Not Collider Heroes. That's copyrighted. But Heroes Collide, no association. But it's really good. Go check it out. You should find some links below. Talk to you guys later. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.